The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
I say it's time we focus on what really matters. The games. Who's with me?
Good morning and welcome to episode 36 of the PlayStation Experience podcast, the yin to the PSVG Prime's yang. You know how many times I practiced that, so I said yang instead of a word that starts with W and rhymes with yang. But I had to practice that a few times. Anyway, this is PSVG's premier PlayStation podcast. My name is Seth, and I'm joined as always by Justin. How's it going up in the Great White North?
It's actually going pretty great. It's warm here finally.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually turned my heat off yesterday, which was nice. So birds are chirping, getting some lawn work done last week.
Yeah.
It's a good week.
Yeah, we got ran out and bought some mulch yesterday and mulched our mulching areas, put down some new grass seed, spread the weed and feed. Got all that stuff done, which just means that I'm going to be mowing the lawn in about a week.
Yeah, it might take a little bit longer than that, but yeah, very adult things we're doing right now.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of adult, I want to take a moment to thank our PSVG Patreon producers. You can find out more at patreon.com/PSVG. Thank you very much to Coach Hulk, Edwin Callow, Devin Tyus, Kevin Austin, Chris M., Kyle Hyman, Bonesaw, Josh Barboni, Barry Cathcart, and Paul Calicote. We hope that each of you is actually listening to the show. And we hope that wherever you are, you're having a great day. I do want to toss out Coach Hulk. If you are listening to the show, shoot us a tweet at PSXP Podcast. Tell me how you're playing MLB The Show right now. And, actually anybody who happens to be playing MLB The Show. I know Callow is a big fan of baseball. So, moving on, we're going to hit a news article to start off the show this week. The news article says, new Alcatraz Blackout map comes to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 today, although this was a week ago, so last week. The infamous prison island of Alcatraz is now a standalone Blackout location, available for all players on PS4. Alcatraz is completely separate from the main Blackout map, allowing for two distinct game experiences. Focused more on close combat battles, the Alcatraz action takes place throughout the overcast island, shrouded in a fog-filled gloom, creating a dramatic and intense atmosphere where you're dropped in from skybound portals with only limited time to gear up and start taking down enemies. Justin, you have been playing Alcatraz Blackout. How goes it?
It's good. I don't like it.
Okay.
I was kind of excited to jump back in, but the map is really small and it's 40 players instead of 100.
Okay. So how does the map size compare to Apex Legends?
It's much smaller, much smaller. Yeah, it's 40 people is right for the size of map for sure. But the problem I have with it is that it's the mode is down but not out. Or it doesn't call it that, but that's just what it is. So I
thought you were talking about Blackout in general was just down. It's down for the count, but not quite out yet.
It is probably not having its best days, but you jump in with 4 people. There's only one option. You can only play with squads, which is another weird option. I wish you could do solo. So you drop in with squads, and if any of your team members stay up, you can always respawn. So I would say for the first at least 10 minutes, most of the matches I've been in, there's still 40 people alive in the match because everyone just keeps getting brought back up or brought back in. So, and they actually bring you in with like a semi-decent gun this time. So, I like the map. I like, it's kind of cool. It's like a mix of zombies and Blackout mode. There's you can even find weapons on the wall, similar to the zombies mode. You don't have to purchase them or anything like that. They're just kind of sitting there and they'll respawn from time to time. almost like an emergency weapon.
Mhm.
And but yeah, the down but out not out part of it is just kind of throwing me off. It's not like a typical battle royale game in any way. It's just like it's almost like it's more multiplayer than battle royale in my opinion.
Okay.
You're able to find, you still have to grab a loot, but then from there on, it's a pretty tight quarters shooter, and then you can come back just like you can in multiplayer. So I kind of liken it more than it's a different experience. I think they could still do the battle royale experience though if they would get rid of the down but not out, and maybe you just have quick matches. I'm fine with a match that ends in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
If that's what it is. So I hope they experiment with that. The map's already there. Also, the drop is extremely fast. When they say you're shooting from a portal, you're like just above the prison. So you have to there's no time to coordinate with your team members or anything like that. So it's just kind of like you just drop in and you're there. So, and then you have to kind of, if you're able to coordinate, in time, then get over to the same area of the island that your teammates are. But I've been having struggling with that a little bit. So.
Okay. So when you load in, do you choose specifically to go to?
It's basically It's basically just a new
new
mode.
Game mode. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I mean, there's no any other options other than it's just called Alcatraz or something like that. So, I hope they add more modes. Basically, a single mode would be a solo mode would be really fun.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that.
One question that, whenever Apex Legends does, if they add a new map, whether it'll be, you choose to go to King's Landing or map number 2, or you just load in and wherever you load is where you go. Which, based on Splatoon, I'm not a fan of that. I like the idea of having some sort of choice, whatever that choice is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Another thing to note is Blackout is free for the entire month of April. Wow. If you're a PS Plus member. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you can play either mode. And they did this before with a weekender too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for this month, it's free the whole entire time, which I really think that they're just experimenting with if this can be exactly. So
I wonder, as a person who bought the $60 game, and I know you like just the multiplayer mode anyway, would Blackout being free to play bug you, or would it depend on? I would imagine they'd have to give legacy players who've had it since day one something extra.
Yeah. I would expect something digitally, something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Just maybe a couple skins, a couple weapon skins, or whatever they want to do. But with Call of Duty, after a year, in any Call of Duty game and any modes, the support just tapers off pretty quickly because there's a new Call of Duty out. So if they do this at the year mark when the new Call of Duty comes out, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay.
Because if I'm a Call of Duty fan, I'm gonna get the new Call of Duty game. I don't really care, And rumors are that the next Call of Duty game will definitely have single player mode, which is what I'm really excited about. That I play more multiplayer than anything else. Even when this Alcatraz, if anything, got me to boot up Call of Duty again, and I played Alcatraz for a little bit, and then I went and played multiplayer for a little while, and arguably had more fun there. So
yeah, cool. Been playing anything else this past week?
Just that's really it. More Game of Life stuff this week. So been very very busy with the new job and other stuff. So, but I was pretty excited to try something new with the Alcatraz thing this week.
I'm still, aside from Apex, playing MLB The Show. It's a really good game. I took, and I've said it a few times, I think on this show, in 2018, I bought no licensed sports games. The only sports game I bought was, the other baseball game that's non-licensed, that's on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yep. MVP.
Super Mega Baseball.
Super Mega Baseball.
Yeah.
I was not close.
Super Mega Baseball 2. I bought that, which is an excellent game and just really needs the MLB license to take it to the next level and to take it to Switch, quite honestly. Anyway, so on one hand, playing MLB The Show is sort of a return for myself to gaming, to a gaming genre that I love. I love sports games, and also it's an excellent game. I did. I'm still dabbling in March to October. I'm not good at the game, so every time that I have a chance to impact the outcome, my team loses so far. But that's okay. I'll get there. And then I did start a Road to the Show mode as a third baseman. I was drafted to the White Sox organization, and I'm currently in Double A Birmingham. So, but again, I'm not very good at hitting. I'm doing this in part to hopefully practice my hitting and get better at hitting. And then I might start a pitcher Road to the Show and just kind of see where that goes instead. I don't know. But I'm still, it's a great game. Glad I got it. And then usually with a sports game, I like to dive into the franchise mode and, take over the Indians and lead them to a World Series and whatever. But I just don't have that. I don't have the time to sit down in front of my console and do that all the time. So for the first time in a few years, I picked up, this is actually a PC game or Mac, Out of the Park Baseball, which has been going on for 20 years and is a historical baseball sim where you can go back to any season in the past and replay it and make decisions. And it's very in-depth and stat-heavy, and it simulates games against each other. Actually, it is now licensed by MLB, and for the past few years, they've done like official sims of who's going to win the playoff series and World Series and whatnot. Last year, the game's sim engine correctly predicted the World Series matchup and who would win between the Red Sox and Dodgers. So it's a pretty hardcore, heavy sim. But I've been playing this mode called Perfect Team, which is like Diamond Dynasty or Madden Ultimate Team, anything like that, where you get cards of different ratings and then you put together your team and you simulate various seasons. So anyway, I've been having a lot of fun with that. And it's if anybody is a PC or Mac, has one of those systems, I guess most people do. Check out of the Park Baseball if you're a baseball fan. A lot of good history there. And it kind of is scratching my franchise mode itch, but I don't want to sit in front of my TV and look at menus. I'm fine sitting in front of my computer and looking at spreadsheets and menus. But if I'm in front of my TV, I'd rather just play the real game. So having fun with those things.
So I kind of blacked out there for a little bit. All I really heard was that you're joining the Master Race. As horrible as that, the PC Master Race, that is.
I'm playing on a Mac. So
all right, there you go. So you can't join Lucas and
no,
the other ones. Okay.
No.
They would kick
and
you
also,
out.
once again, this game is like spreadsheet simulator.
Yeah.
You've gotta like spreadsheets and minute stat changes and things like that. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's baseball history.
Did you say how much it was? Is it free to play?
Oh no, it's 30. I forget if it's $30 or $40. I mean, it's a full game.
I guess I was looking at it and I thought it could be a free to play game because it's got the same opportunity that a lot of sports games have nowadays, where you could just buy players or buy packs or something like that.
So there's two sides of the game. The traditional side is you can play the current MLB season and you pick a franchise to be the general manager of, and it has teams from Major League Baseball, has all the minor league teams. It has teams from other leagues like in Japan, Mexico, Dominican Republic, anywhere. You can be the manager of a team anywhere in the world. You can, for the Indians, we think back to 95 and 97 as sort of like the heyday and like, man, we should have won one of those years, or 2016. You can go back and take over one of those years and try and make moves to put the team over the top, or you could go back to 1926 and replay, take over the Yankees and try and help Babe Ruth hit even more home runs or whatever. You can build a fictional league where it's all fictional players and you do a fantasy draft. You can build a league where you pit the 1926 Yankees against pick the best team from each franchise history and put them all against each other. You can do a lot of things in the sim engine, and that's one part of the game. That's like the paid part of the game. And then there's Perfect Team, which is like the Diamond Dynasty mode, and that's actually coming to mobile here in a couple months. I think on mobile, I don't know if that mode will be free. You might still have to pay for an initial account, but once you're in, you could, like a Diamond Dynasty, you could play for free and you'll gain points throughout the year, or you can drop a lot of money. I mean, there's the cards are rated from 40 up to 100, and especially the historical cards are more rare. So there's a level 100 Honus Wagner, which is an old school shortstop from many moons ago. It's supposedly one of the rarest, best cards in the game. Last time I looked on the auction house, it was 350,000 points, which every 1,000 points is $1. So 350,000 divided by 1,000. That's like what?
350.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m. It's all right.
So anyway, so $350 real world money for that card. Of course, I don't know if it sold, but that's what someone was asking for it. So,
all right.
Anyway, so I've been having fun with that and rediscovering. I used to play that game years ago and have rediscovered it. So, anyway, enough. This is not a Mac gaming podcast, as scintillating as that would be. Let's move on to this week's new releases on the PlayStation Store. And to be honest, there's a couple interesting games, I should say. There's a game called Dangerous Driving, and it comes from the developer of Dangerous Golf, or I think it's Dangerous Golf, and then there was another driving thing where basically it's people who used to work in Burnout.
Yes.
And they're taking the Burnout crash mode and basically making a game out of it. Although this one has more racing than their last game did. Danger Zone, I think is what it was called.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
So that comes out this week. It's a $30 game, which for me, from looking at the previews, seems a little bit high, but
yeah, I would agree with that. I think $20 would fit a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of surprised to see Phoenix Wright is coming to PS4.
Yeah,
as a trilogy, which is really cool.
Yeah,
but, that's a previously very exclusive to Nintendo. So
yeah, it's always been on. And I don't know if it's been on consoles or not. I know it was on DS, but now it's coming to Switch and to PS4. I like attorney games. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing. But I like games where you are a prosecuting attorney and you're trying to, or an investigator, whatever, and you're trying to prove that someone did a crime. But I've never played an Ace Attorney game, so I could see this being.
So I played one on mobile one time.
Okay.
I think they put them just out on mobile for free, but you had to you had to pay at some point. I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was very like choosing the options that you needed to, or choosing the subjects that you needed to talk about in the actual court.
Yeah,
it was really cool. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's out on PS4 now. So, and you got all 3 of the games. So 14 episodes, 3 games.
Okay.
And
I guess this one you are. It says, experience the thrill of battle as you fight to save your innocent clients in the court of law. So I guess you're a defense attorney, Phoenix, right? So
yes.
So that's pretty cool. I used, when I was younger, like early teen years, I wanted to be an attorney, or a lawyer. I loved John Grisham books and movies like The Firm and not John Grisham, but To Kill a Mockingbird, and I loved all that kind of stuff. And there was a game where it was a computer game where you were a district attorney, and you kind of, is this sort of thing. You tried to ask the right questions and whatnot. And then I figured out that attorneys' everyday lives are not quite as exciting as Tom Cruise's life in The Firm. Thankfully, I might add, but and it takes a lot of work, and not that I don't. I mean, I do a lot of work anyway, but it just wasn't for me. So anyway, Phoenix Wright.
Is out. Yep. Another one, Falcon Age.
Yeah.
I'm not. It doesn't look particularly great to me, but I know it was featured on
State of Play.
State of Play. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just
It
recently.
is a hashtag Kyle game. I look forward to hearing on board with video games how Kyle enjoys Falcon Age. If he gets it, who knows? It's a PS. You can play it on the base PS4 or on PSVR, and it's a first-person single-player action adventure where you are. I don't think you're a falcon. Maybe you're the person and you have a pet falcon. I don't know. It's weird.
I think that's I think you are partners with the Falcon.
Yeah. So that's about it for this week. It's a relatively
Pretty slow week.
Light week, but that's okay every now and then. Moving on to the news of the week, aside from Call of Duty Blackout Alcatraz map, there's a tease in Division 2 that, which of course is a Ubisoft game, that the next Assassin's Creed will be all about Vikings. The next Assassin's Creed is not coming out this year. It is actually slated for 2020. They're taking a year off. And yes, it looks like there's a poster hanging in a building.
The JFK Center.
In the JFK Center.
Yeah. Yep.
JFK Center on the image. So.
Yeah.
And so the next AC is going to be about Vikings. So.
Yeah. Are you excited for that?
I
get into Assassin's Creed that much, so
no, I've played a few of the games. AC3 was my first one, which I enjoyed for the setting, but the game was kind of dull.
Yeah.
Black Flag I played for a little while, but I hate ship combat.
Yep.
And I played Syndicate, and I loved Syndicate. That was the one that took place in like 1800s England, London, around Jack the Ripper time and whatnot. I loved Syndicate. And then I haven't played Origins or Odyssey, which are both supposed to be tremendous games.
I feel like I'm missing out because I feel like the last two games have been really good, and I just have not played them for some reason. I did rent Origins briefly, and played it, and I kind of got the feeling that it was more Assassin's Creed, so I kind of just put it down. Yeah. I wasn't crazy about that setting either, but Odyssey looks really good. I mean, I love
more into the Greek setting than Egypt.
That's a good point. I really should play that. Like right now would be a perfect time to play that.
Yeah.
But Vikings are cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm a little worried about is I'm with you that I don't love the ship combat. I didn't like it in Black Flag at all. And being that these are Vikings, I have a feeling there's going to be ship combat of some kind. So not excited about that, but Vikings are cool. So
yeah, we'll see. My other thing, and I know like old school original Assassin's Creed fans, which there are a couple in our PSVG community. Shout out to Dev. Love Assassin's Creed's like background lore, the Templars and the Assassins and the Apple of Eden and the modern day. The first games up through AC3.
I love the story and all that. Yep.
Yeah. So, as someone who just jumped in at AC3, my interest in the games wholly lies in the setting of the past, in the story of the past. Whether it's, that's why I bought into the American Revolution game and why I bought into Syndicate is because I like that era of England, of history, and that's why I'm interested in Greece because I like the location of Greece and the Greek sort of history and whatnot. But so it's all about that old setting, I guess.
Yes.
So historical setting, I should say.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we can look forward to that, and then some PlayStation specific news. PSN is now offering refunds in some cases. For years, if you've pre-ordered a game on PSN, it says all sales final, and so if you pre-ordered, say, Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2015 when it was first in the online store, I don't know specifically, but if you did that and then it got delayed from 2017 to indefinite, you could not get a refund and then spend that money on something that was actually coming out sooner. You were out your money, and hopefully that game comes and it's good. So now you can get a refund if you pre-order a game and then it gets closer to release and it's like, oh no, this game is looking bad. You can get a refund, or if you just whatever reason, as long as you have not downloaded it yet. So if there's
it can't preload either.
Okay.
So that's another.
Yeah, as long as you've not preloaded the game, you can get a refund. And actually, I think within 2 weeks of release, you can get a refund.
Yeah.
If you've not, as long as you haven't downloaded it or touched it or anything. But once the game preloads onto your console, then it's done. You bought the game. You've downloaded it. So,
and this is a thing. So this is kind of like Steam and some other PC store places kind of let you have refunds. I think there's definitely a window of time. But
I know with Steam, it's maybe within 2 weeks of release, but it's also you get up to 2 hours to play a game.
Yeah, exactly. So which is pretty nice. Like that's enough time to suss out if you're gonna actually like a game or not.
Yep.
And return it if you feel that it's not the game that you thought it was. So this is a step in the right direction for PlayStation. It's not perfect, but I mean it's something. It's something. It just considering that there used to be no refund at all, even for pre-ordering. Like this is a big step. So glad to see this. Hopefully Sony kind of sees that it won't be an abused system in any way, and that they can maybe open it up a little bit more to be, more consumer friendly.
Yeah. Now the process you go about getting the refund is not super easy. You should be able to just click a button on the online store on maybe the page of the game and say, please refund my money. Instead, you have to go to the PlayStation support page and chat with somebody and request the refund from there. And your PSN wallet will be credited. So if you are someone who just buys a game and puts your money in the wallet just based on buying a specific game, that money is just going back to your PSN wallet. At least that's what it looks like. I don't know if they can send it back to your credit card or your PayPal, but
that's something.
So anyway, and also make sure if this is something you're concerned about or whatever, you turn off your automatic downloads feature, which kind of stinks because I like the automatic downloads feature in general. But if you think that you might want to be refunding a game, I guess the ultimate lesson is to don't pre-purchase a game, or at least don't pre-purchase a game you're not sure about. Like there are some games like MLB The Show has a certain baseline level of quality every year. So you can be, if you love MLB The Show, you can be pretty sure that by pre-ordering it, you're going to get a game that has a certain base of quality. Where if you pre-order Falcon Age, who knows? So I think that's going to be it for the news of the week. We are going to take a trip to King's Landing and stop by Apex Legends Corner on the PSXP podcast. Justin, you've been playing in Alcatraz Call of Duty the past week. Have you been playing any Apex Legends this past week?
I have. I still, continues to go very well with Apex Legends. I'm still playing almost nightly. And I was really happy to jump into Blackout mode and try something different, but it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel as good. Something about the movement in Apex is still just better than Call of Duty and the other games. So, nope, I'm back in. I did spend a little more money on the game, and I did purchase Octane.
Okay.
It was just clear to me that I was. So you start. There's a little something frustrating about the game is that first 20 levels or so, you're earning quite a bit of currency and quite a few Apex packs. Is that what they call them? I'm not sure what they call them. But
yeah. The loot boxes.
So you're getting quite a few of those, and then after level 20, it's like every other you get a little bit of currency. So I just realized pretty early on that like I'm not going to earn enough coins to purchase Octane anytime soon. So I went ahead and bought him, having a ton of fun playing as him.
Yeah.
So I really like the speed feature. I think the jump pad is actually really fun. I like the healing aspect as well. I've had a few times now where, especially if I don't have Lifeline on my team, I'll get into a big battle and most of my health is gone, and I'll recharge my shields, but then I'll just kind of run around for a while and let my heal slowly build back up, and I don't have to worry about using syringes or anything like that. So really like that feature. I've used the jump pad very successfully at least once, where I literally just like placed it perfectly, jumped, and like landed right on top of someone as I was shooting them, and that felt pretty good.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun with that, and I did have a win with him on the last week. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't mastered the jump pad portion of that, but I really like his regaining health
Yes.
thing, and the stim pack and being able to run fast.
Yep. Yeah.
So share my winning story. I had my third win of my Apex Legends career, which I really only been able to play Tuesday nights and Sunday nights, and then maybe a little bit for the occasional morning. Last week I didn't even play Tuesday night. I think my in-laws were spending the night that night. So I'm playing maybe 3 hours of the game a week, and still really enjoying it. But so I think Wednesday morning, I got on I had enough time to do one match or two matches if my first match was crappy. So I got on and chose Octane and spawned in with a random person, two people. I was the jump master. One person wanted me to land like in the hot zone. I was like, if I only have one chance to play, I want to try my best to win. And my winning strategy is not jumping in to the spicy zone right away. My winning strategy is to stay as far away as possible. But if I'm playing, over an hour and a half and have, 3, 4, 5 shot chances at it, I might jump where there's more activity sometimes. Yeah. So anyway, he wanted me to jump to the spicy zone. I chose far away, and that person dropped out almost right away. So it was just me, who I'm like level 24, 20. I'm now level 26, but I'm around level 25, and then the other person is a level 11. So we start off far away and gather our stuff, and the whole time is basically just making our way. I mean, we are I forget what area we're up. The pit.
Yes,
we are northwest of the pit in that little area. And the
slum something.
Yeah, and the map eventually closed on the final circle was at the water treatment plant or whatever. It was like on the complete opposite end of the map. So the whole time we're just working our way from one end of the map to the other. And for a while we don't see anybody. We eventually get into a firefight, and it's one of those things where I'm not sure how the game counts kills. Like if I knock somebody down but the other person puts the final shot in them, do they get the kill?
You should.
Whoever knocks them down gets the kill.
Exactly.
Okay. So
I'm not sure. I've had it quite a few times where it says like you had assisted or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's where I think it's whoever does the higher percentage of damage before they get knocked. I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah. So I'm not sure, because I felt like I was getting kills, but then I wasn't. But in the long run, it doesn't really matter. But we survived a firefight with 2 other people. We got 2 kills, healed up, eventually get over to the water treatment plant, and there were 2 other teams, and we're just kind of hiding, and the other 2 teams are engaging each other, and I'm trying to snipe them from far away. And my teammate gets knocked down on the other, like, we're not really close to each other. So she gets knocked down, I hide for a little bit, and then I use my stim pack to run over and get her. And then the circle starts closing. We're outside the circle. So we're both running inside the circle. There's an enemy that runs inside the circle too at the same time. And as I come in, I just start shooting kind of wildly and knock that person down. And then it pops up, "You are the champion." Which, I mean, it's the most exciting. It's the third game I won, but the first game where I wasn't just carried to the win, you know?
Yeah.
Not that Yeah.
Well, you get the final kill, which is
Yeah,
exciting.
and I got the final kill. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we had three kills as a team, so it's not like we were lighting the world on fire. But I mean, that's obviously it's a viable strategy. If you can,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's like the NFL playoffs or March Madness. If you can get into at the end game, then you got a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and that is, it's like there's a lot of different strategies you can use, and that's definitely one. And yeah, the only thing I get frustrated with is when I do that, like I take the slow plan, but I gather a bunch of loot on my way to the final ring or whatever. But I get frustrated when I get to that final ring and miss that shot.
Yeah.
So like that, like if you would have missed that shot and that guy would have got you down, different story.
Right.
But
luckily, he was focused on my teammate.
oh yeah,
It's
a perfect scenario. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was good. And then played a little bit last night also, and in my first game with randoms, I was Octane, and I got 4 kills, which is the most kills I've ever had in a single game of Apex. So I was feeling good. Played around with some Lifeline and Mirage also. I don't like Mirage. I'm glad that I did not spend real money to get him.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I would like Caustic. Caustic's the only character I don't have yet.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would like Caustic anymore than Mirage, but it seems like the really good players have figured out Mirage. Like they can spot the Mirage, I guess.
Yeah.
And I haven't played with him enough. I'm not good enough with him to take advantage of his powers, I guess. So
I don't know if he even has a passive ability. I don't know what it is, but
he does. It's when he gets knocked down.
Oh, that's right.
Mirage on night, which is
just
worthless. I mean, it
saves you maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
If they don't. His sending out the double, I have used that to like pretty good success quite a few times.
Mhm.
Especially if you're running right at someone and you just send one, so you're like running side by side with your. That's worked for me before, where like they're kind of spreading their bullets between both of us, and even if it tricks them for half a second, it could give you the lead. His ultimate though, I've tried using that several times, and they just seem to shoot me because he sends out like 10 different doubles, and then you just kind of can walk away, but you can't use your gun. I feel like every time I use that, I just get shot at. Like they don't even see my my doubles. So, and now that I don't think I've ever seen a Mirage use that ability. So that really seems worthless. So I can definitely see like his ultimate not being great and his other ability not being great. You kind of have to. Sometimes it works, but
yeah. So if I'm going to be a soldier type, assault type, I'd rather just be. Man, I love being Octane. And I don't even use his jump pad very well. I'm not good with it. I'd rather be Octane or Bangalore. And really in Lifeline, I've used Octane enough that I still really like him, but I'm starting to want to be Lifeline again. I mean, Lifeline is kind of my main person. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of our recaps. We did not. Last night, I did play with a group of friends after that first match, and we got to 3rd place once. But so yeah, I mean, it was a good night. And I leveled up my battle pass to level 5, so I got a number 5 game patch now. So that's awesome. I still, unless the battle pass reward structure completely changes next time, I won't be buying another battle pass.
Yeah, it's not necessarily worth it. Yeah, I would agree with that. I might just buy whatever next character there is or something like that.
Yeah,
that's how it would support the game.
Oh
yeah. I just reached level. I'm almost level 10.
Okay.
But like still, even like I feel like I'm doing good, and I'm not gonna hit 100.
Well, and you're playing. You said almost nightly at least.
Yeah.
And obviously we're not people who can sit and play 5 hours a day.
Exactly. That's who's able to fulfill the path. So, well, do you want to talk about some news?
Sure. Why don't you hit your Fortnite news?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I just Fortnite is copying Apex Legends best feature with a new reboot van coming next week. So that would actually be it'll be sometime this week. I'm not sure if it'll hit before this podcast or after this podcast airs, but yeah, they're basically taking the respawn points. They're calling them reboot vans, and they will be in Fortnite. I'm not sure if they will be in every mode or if they'll. It'd be kind of crazy if they just like make it a permanent thing. I feel like it would just start out with, because it's not like people still like Fortnite the way it is. So I wouldn't think that they would just be like, well, this is the way it is now, which would completely change the way you play the game. I know, yeah, it is one of the reasons I love Apex. So
yeah,
definitely probably smart on Fortnite, and they definitely have the resources to quickly turn around a feature like that.
Yeah, that is, the headline here: Fortnite is copying Apex Legends' best feature with the reboot van. I mean, the best games learn from each other and build off each other. That's why it's great. And I don't really know that you can play. I mean, you can play both Apex Legends and Fortnite. I think Kevin does. But they're different games, and they're both great. Fortnite doesn't click with me. That's fine, but it clicks with a ton of people, and it's great for them to both be able to learn off each other.
Yeah,
that's why having a strong, taking it to the console wars, having a strong PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo is only good for everybody. So it makes sense for everyone to learn from each other, and Fortnite's putting their own spin on it. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, the picture here is of an old van, and there's a banana behind it, a guy in a banana suit. I mean,
not gonna see that. Well, actually, I was gonna say not gonna see that in Apex, but I do. There is a banana skin for most of the characters, and I have a banana skin for. Well, there's little pictures of bananas on your outfit. You don't turn into an actual banana like you do in Fortnite. So.
The other big news from the last week is there was a patch, a 1.1 patch on Apex Legends. So it was a quality of life patch, and we'll run down real quickly the things that it improved or helped. So it added the ability to party up with the last squad you played with. After the match, you see buttons in the lobby that display the last two people you play with, and you can invite them to your squad, which I think is really cool. So like that match earlier in the week, so I played it. It was before this quality of life thing was around, but I played that match and we won. So a lot of times if you're playing with randoms and you happen to win, you might want to play, run it again with them. So now you can do that easily. And if you want to, you can turn that option off in your friend menu. It added a mute team button during the intro and legend section, which is nice. If you hear someone just making a bunch of random sounds, you can just turn them off right away.
Yeah, no, I've used that several times already.
Yeah. And then that was the main. There were some bug fixes and things. They did, when they initially did the update, they added a feature that would penalize players who drop out of a match early 3 consecutive times. The penalty would be that they'd have to wait 5 minutes to play again. So, and that, like, back to my winning time last week, it was the guy dropped out 30 seconds in, and that kind of stuff. Of course, last night, one of my friends and I, when our third friend jumped on, he jumped on right as we were starting a match, so we jumped out right away. So we did the same thing. So,
yeah, but they patched it back out.
But they patched it back out. They didn't mean, I guess, they said they didn't mean for that to be live.
In it, maybe.
Yeah.
And they didn't mean to put it in the next patch, but maybe it's a feature that will come. 5 minutes, maybe a little bit long, might outrage people. But even if you put like a 1 minute timer on it, at least it persuades those people to not abuse that system, abuse jumping out.
Right. I mean, because really, if you jump out of a match, you're severely handicapping the people who you were in the match with.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing that 3 consecutive times, and it is, it's if you jump out, just period, or if you jump out any time before your timer runs out. So if you get killed and no one comes to pick up your badge and your badge timer runs out, then you can leave. You don't have to stick around.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But
so
I've definitely been on the way to pick up someone's banner, and then they hop out, and it's like, I was on my way to you. I could have stayed where I was.
Right.
and now we're down a person when especially in scenarios where I'm fairly certain I could have gotten his banner and gotten him back up. It is always hard when you come back, so that's probably why those people just leave. And if you can't get back to your original box, then you're kind of just stuck with whatever scraps you can find. But yeah, it still kind of screws the people that are left behind.
Yeah.
I had a match like that yesterday as well. Well, actually, we played for about a good 5 minutes, and then just randomly this guy, I heard him talking. He's like, "Yeah, I gotta leave. I gotta go to the library." And I was like, "Oh. Yeah, I gotta go." So he jumped off the map so that the other guy, who must have been a buddy of his, could get all of his loot because he had like really high armor and stuff. So, So that was frustrating.
Yeah. So when they went live with this patch, when people logged in afterwards, they logged in and everyone was, I don't know if it was everyone, but was down to level 1. They had lost all their progress.
Yeah.
So I guess when the patch went live, it had moved a lot of the accounts or all the accounts or something over to a different server that was basically just empty. So that was causing some consternation among people. But they fixed it. They moved everyone back and everything was fine. During that, it lasted for 3 or 4 hours. There were some people who unlocked some skins for the yet to be released or revealed L-Star weapon. So you can find that online. You can see the skins that were made for the L-Star. So presumably that is coming. And starting to feel like season 1 has been out for 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
Yep.
So I'm expecting maybe there will be some sort of shakeup or something added pretty soon, whether it's a new weapon or
onto the
they're going to add another new character at some point here. Probably not, maybe not till May at this point. But anyway, we are still both quite enjoying Apex Legends.
Yeah.
And with that, you have anything else for the good of the order?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, we are going to sign off then. Hope to see everyone out there playing. If you are playing Apex Legends and you see Justin Closet _gamer on PSN, hop in.
Yeah.
If you see me, I'm Seth is the GOAT. Hop in. Again, I generally play Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday, maybe I'll see you Sunday. So, and with that, have a great week. Never stop gaming.
And though we may pledge fanboy allegiances to different flags, deep down inside we all serve one master, one king. And his name is gaming. Forever may he reign!
This has been a production of the Play Some Video Games Podcast Network.